Greed just doesn't make you want more, but it eats away from you from the inside. And even when there's plenty, when you have enough, everything that you've ever wanted, it makes you lose sight of what really matters. Kindness, understanding, and direction in life. So I went to a prestige school when I was young, and I remember really wanting to make friends. I wanted to be accepted, and I felt left out a lot. And not getting invited to really anything, and not being accepted to parties, get-togethers. And my child is in a similar situation now. And I see the same pain on her face every day. And it's because of how she's treated. And she's being excluded. So one of the examples is my old car had broke down and was making noise when I went to go pick her up. And one of the moms was standing there in a group of other women, and they were laughing at my car making that trucker arm motion. And I remember feeling like, you know, I felt like a little kid again. Like I'm just a child, and I'm being made fun of and excluded again because of my circumstances. Generosity sets things right. It gets rid of fear's grip, and it brings in faith and connection. Seclusion sits somewhere in the middle of this, and it depends on what's going on inside of you. So seclusion turns into a withdrawal. It's a sacred solitude. It's a space to recharge. And it's a place where you can pray and to get realigned spiritually. So plenty of biblical figures actually went into this space. They actually stepped away from themselves. And this is where they were actually able to hear God's voice clearly and get clarity. Generosity, on the other hand, reflects on God's character, and that's always giving and sustaining and blessing others. Acts 20:35 says it's more blessed to give than receive. Seclusion shows up in the Bible, and it's not always the same. Sometimes it's holy. Jesus slipped away to pray in lonely places. Luke 5:16, Moses climbed the mountain to meet God, and Elijah found God's voice in total quiet. Those moments were not about avoiding people. They were about finding God and clarity in the moment. There's another side to seclusion. So when people hide away because they're afraid, or they're selfish, or they're greedy, it turns into running away from love and responsibility. If used wisely, time alone can restore and strengthen your faith. Whatever you choose now doesn't just affect you, but it sets something into motion. Whatever you embrace, it affects your family and your friends. These moments are like seeds. If you really let them sink in, they turn into roots that grow. One bold act of faith can become a lifelong promise for generations. Sometimes things look perfect on paper, and they look precise and logical and tested. And people start leaning on what's measured and instead of what's actually true and alive. It's all about if it adds up. When rigid systems and pressures and mixed motives get stronger than what you know deep down, it's easy to justify almost anything with logic and order. But if you're not careful, you end up getting disconnected with what's real. You can get everything right on the outside, structure, logic, numbers, and still miss the mark on your spirit. So lean into what helps you grow, what brings healing, what lines up with who you're meant to be. The weight you choose to carry today sets the foundation for tomorrow.